Dun 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 dun. Go! Now guys, y'all remember Wet n Wild? You know, that iconic water park that closed a few years ago? Well, I have a nostalgic connection to that place, as most of you do. When I was a kid, I went there a few times, and that place was really special to me. And as you know, in 2016, they announced that they would close it forever because Universal is building a new water park called Volcano Bay, which I might do a video there someday. Today, I just wanted to reflect on Wet n Wild and talk about my top 5 favorite rides at Wet n Wild that I'll never get to experience again. And guys, in 2017, when I saw on the news them wreck the storm, I was heartbroken that this was a reality, that Wet n Wild was no longer going to be with us anymore. So, let's get into the list. Number 5. Wet n Wild's latest ride before they closed, the Aqua Drag Racer. Now, I was debating which to put at number 5, but in the end, Aqua Drag Racer just seemed the weakest out of my favorite. And I was considering putting Black Hole here, but anyway, let's talk about it. The colorful slides, all the colors just jump out at you when you go on the slide. Also, what I like about it is it's a racing slide. They actually have a timer at the end, and as soon as you finish the slide, you either finish first or you finish last, but it doesn't matter because it's just a blast. This ride deserved a place on this list. I think it's a way better slide than the Bubba Tub, which is basically just a lumpy slide. But even though this is the weakest, I still thought this was a blast. And it didn't drag. Well, maybe a little. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. The Black Hole. I always felt this was one of the weakest slides in Wet n Wild. And I'm not saying that the slide is bad, but it just wasn't one of my favorites. So, what I love about most of the water slides of Wet n Wild is it has a unique design to it. All of the sets in the ride look really cool. There's a lot of sci-fi things in there. When you enter into the giant spaceship, it feels like you're in a giant spaceship. They have all these really cool controls, and when you go into the slide, it feels like you're going to a black hole because it's all dark. You can't see anything. It is a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. But in terms of the other slides at Wet n Wild, and they are quite legendary, guys, this one was always just one of my least favorites. And but it was still tons of fun. I still always had a blast on the black hole. And I'm going to stop using that blast joke until we get to the blast, okay? And coincidentally enough, my next choice is the blast. I had a blast riding this slide. It is a brilliant slide. The water pipes just shoot water at you. Now, I do have a problem with this slide. I kept bumping into the letters. When the letters you see when you drive into the Wet n Wild park, you see those giant letters on the waterfall. They aren't there anymore. But it was just such a brilliant concept for a water park and a water slide, and it was just a ton of fun to go on this thing time and time again. The sets were cool, far better than the black hole. There's all these pipes filled with chemical water, and you know, the plot is basically the water factory is broken up and all the pipes have been busted and they're spraying water at you. Oh, it was a blast. And you know what? I'm going to not ever stop using that term. It was a blast. It was just a fun concept, fun ride. Just extremely cool. Bravo, Wet n Wild. Number 2, the Disco H2O. Now, it was the sister water slide to the Surge, and it was a ton of fun. Once you go in, you just feel like dancing. The Disco H2O is colorful. It is vibrant, it is hip and cool. As soon as you enter in, what really gets me about these water slides, guys, is not their length and how long they are. It's about the style, it's about the imagination, it's about the creativity of these water slides. And Disco H2O is full of creativity, vibrant colors. It is a ton of fun. I'm just gonna say it was a total blast, and I just felt like dancing to it every time I entered in the water slide. But guys, the number one slide, and this has been my favorite ever since I first went on it. It is the single greatest water slide I have ever been on. No slide can ever take its place. It made me feel no other way that any other slide could ever make me feel. And that water slide is none other than Brainwash. This is the single coolest water slide I have ever seen. Those vibrant colors in Disco H2O, oh man. They are not only vibrant in Brainwash, but the music, the way that the tube just kind of brings you into this world where, you know, there's this giant brain and, you know, there's this big screen TV. It's not only a great water slide, guys, but it's also kind of like you're going through a story, and you know, it's more than just a water slide, it's an experience. The Brainwash is such a cool water slide and a cool story to go through. It doesn't make any sense, I know. But they just decorated everything and just put everything in there so well that it makes it an extraordinary and unforgettable experience once you go on the Brainwash. Once you go in, there's this giant brain being electrocuted, like I said, and then you go through these like vibrant colors of these lights right above you, and this title, you know, the title of the theme park, Wet n Wild. And then you just suddenly drop into this giant room with this big screen TV, and it's just playing all sorts of pictures. Like there's a dog, and there's the American flag, and then it shows the logo of Wet n Wild. And you just kind of spin around that room, spin around. Here's the thing. Without those unique elements and decorations and creativity in there, guys, and imagination, it would be a dull slide. It would be a horrible slide. But because those things are in there, and because the Brainwash has all of those creative things in there and imaginative sets, it makes it the single best water slide I have ever been on, and the water slide that I miss the most. I wish that I could still go on to this day, but sadly the park is closed and I'll never get to experience it again. But Brainwash, it was good to enjoy you while you lasted. You will forever be missed. You have made your mark in water slide history. So guys, what is your favorite water slide at Wet n Wild? And how much do you miss the park like I do? And the Brainwash? What is your favorite water park? Let me know down in the comments. I'll see you guys later.